Okay. Hey everyone, how's it going? Oh, it was a trade last night before I went to bed. Sorry guys, give me 2 minutes here. And we'll do a quick review before the open. Okay. All right. Good morning everyone. Welcome to another day of trading for 6/3 of 2025. Yeah, Alex. If you missed some trades, let it be. Never chase. Here are my thoughts for the day. And on the top left here, okay, this is what I'm going to be referring to for like the next 3 minutes while I discuss my plan. I'm seeing price right now on the daily as bullish. That's my overall bias, right? So here you can see we have a fair value gap. We traded into it once, twice. We rejected it. And right now I think price is going to be pushing into all-time highs, okay? So looking at the next easy target that we can hit is essentially where this eyeball is. At 21,681, okay? That's kind of where I want to see price head to, right? The bottom of this fair value gap on the daily. Okay, dropping down to the 4-hour. You can see here, we're trending to the upside. We're making lower lows and higher highs. And when the open happens, we're going to be looking for raise on liquidity and trying to take price long to this level here, okay? From a 1-hour perspective, some levels I have noted is this level right here, this BPR 1 hour. Price went into it. So what a BPR is, it's a balanced price range for those who don't know. It's essentially a fair value gap on the upside and a fair value gap on the downside. And what this essentially is explaining is price had an equal chance to paint price to the upside and to the downside. So it's giving buyers and sellers an equal chance of buying and selling. And usually this can be seen as a zone of resistance or support. Okay. In this case, we're going to be trading through it. So again, it was just marked there a couple days ago and it was a good target for yesterday's price action. Here's just another fair value gap that I've drawn. I'm not going to put too much attention to it. Once price starts punching higher, we're aiming for highs here. From a 15-minute perspective, so in the top right chart here, this is where I have all of my... So I have my Asia highs and lows, I have my London highs and lows, and here I have my pre-New York in blue highs and lows of the session. Okay, these are very important. And when I started using these as levels, as targets, my strike rate, and I brought in more money just using these levels. So painting the picture of what happened, we opened up on 6/3 here, very small week daily end dog, new day opening gap. We dropped lower, printed Asia. We took out Asia's lows. We reversed during the London session, and currently we're pushing up higher, okay? So you can see here right now, we're gonna have a really small RTH gap. So all of us will see green bars here on the 1 minute, on the 50-minute, on the 5-minute. That's essentially yesterday's close, today's open. We're going to be using these levels as well to kind of place a trade today. And yeah, we'll we'll see what price gives us. But right now, it's 7 minutes to the open. Opening up Forex Factory, we have news at 10 o'clock. We've got the JOLTS job openings. So to be honest, the trade I'm going to be really interested in is going to be around 950 to 1010. Okay. That's kind of what I'm waiting for between these two bars here. 1010. Most likely I'd want to see news hit, give us a solid direction on where it wants to go for that next 15 minutes. And that's where we take our trade. Earlier in the morning, pre 9:30, some sell side has been created. Price went down, took out sell side. It rallied higher. It's pushing into Wednesdays. So last Wednesdays, New York first presentation fair value gap. And again, it's right now we're just waiting for more, right, for the markets. It's going to be anemic opening. And what ICT says is when openings are really small, below 40 handles, you want to wait till 10 o'clock for a more high probability trade. I'm not expecting massive price action right at 10 o'clock. All right. Hopefully that makes sense, guys. If anyone has any questions before the open, let me know. In 5 minutes, we're going to be ultra focused on how price is printing, where it wants to go, and let's try to frame a trade. For those that are interested, I took a trade. It was a really small short trade yesterday. I was at the charts and on the 15-second, we had some relative equal lows form below us. Price pushed into and stayed below this is a new day opening gap. I'm not sure which one, 529. So I think last Thursday or last Friday. You can see here, price just broke straight down, couldn't break the midpoint of it. It created a fair value gap and inverted it to the downside. This candle right here, it spiked up and then immediately within that first same minute, it spiked back down. And I'm like, price most likely is going to head for these relative equal lows on the 15-second chart. So it was a 1-to-1 here. Nothing really impressive. It was a quick scalp, but I was kind of at the computer. I saw it. I'm like, let me take it. It clearly went a lot lower. I wasn't expecting for that to happen just because I was really thrown off by this wick here to the downside and with this wick to the upside. This really kind of threw a curveball at me. If this wasn't here, I'd probably be aiming lower, but all in all, it was just a simple 2 PDA rejection, supporting or failing to trade from the midpoints of these 2 PD arrays and just taking it lower to relative equal lows. Very simple. Trading strategies shouldn't be too difficult as long as you can find consistency in them. Same in, same out. All right. Let's see what we have here for today. And if all of you are new here, what I have on my charts, and really the only fair value gaps that I keep on my charts for an entire week are the first presentation. So first presentations from Asia after 6 a.m. Asia's after 7 p.m. Eastern. The New York Open and in the afternoon after 1:30. All right, we're opening in 2 minutes. in a minute and a half, actually. And so far, from a 1 hour perspective, we have our target. That's 140 points away. Interim, we have Monday's high, which hasn't been traded to yet. Okay. So this is going to be undrawn liquidity, Monday's high. This is going to be like level 1 here. Easiest target to hit. Let's get our eyeball on here. Okay. So that's buy side. Sell side. Sell side is a bit more difficult here. As you can see here on the 5 minute, we created sell side, taken it out, pushed up higher. Just looking at the 15-minute chart, do I think price is going to get this low? Honestly, I don't think so. Just because we've just respected this new day opening gap here. We're pushing higher. I don't think there's going to be a deep retracement here. And as you can see right now off the open, we're freaking pushing up higher. All right. Hopefully Monday's buy side doesn't get hit right now. Damn it. Go ahead. All right. Again, trades like this, don't look at this as like we've missed the trade. Like very difficult to catch, because what price could have done is it could have taken these relative equal lows here below us right there, relative equal lows, and then it could have went higher. So if you guys want to gamble, I think a long here would have been easier than a short, but not a trade for me. Okay. So right now, what's price doing? We had a really bullish 45-point handle to the upside. In 30 minutes, it'll be interesting to see how we close relative to here. But remember, our drawn liquidity is going to be this level right here that I have at 21,685. Okay. So Monday's buy side has been taken. Right now we're trading above this very anemic looking 12 point RTH gap. This red bar was just me trying to gauge where we closed out yesterday before this indicator prints out what the RTH gap is going to be. All right. And what do we want to see here now? What are some levels that we have ahead of us? On the 15-minute chart, we've got this massive BISI right here. We got some levels here above us, but all in all, this Thursday, New York first presentation gap, I think that's like the first level that we could be aiming towards once we see a bit more direction. What price is going to do right now is it's pushing back into the RTH gap. Let's wait for today's first presentation. These relative equal lows here are untapped. Price might go down here and take them out. I don't have enough conviction right now that price isn't going to turn around from here and go higher instead of go lower. If it goes lower, that's okay. You just need models. If we had a bit more room here, I would want price to kind of go back into here, reject it, and then go lower. But most likely it's going to take it out right now any second. But let's see here on the 15-second. If it pulls back a bit more, I might take a quick short. Okay, so it's leaving that buy side, which is nice. Come on, price. Push up higher here. Unfortunate. Okay. Price never gave us an entry here. This would have been a very quick scalp. It would just be essentially filling in some of the RTH gap and then taking price lower to these relative equal lows. So that is, a tradable idea, not what we had at the open. So as I mentioned, at the open, shit like this gets traded too. All right, let's look for our next level. So price came up, took up Monday's high, came back lower, took out these relative equal lows here. The daily, I'm bullish. Am I interested in shorts here after this? No, I'm not. Longs are tough as well, just because we took out Monday's buy side. So what I'm looking at right now is going to be, it's going to be the news. I want to see what's going to happen, what's going to get formed right before the news to see if we get some kind of manipulation or fake out, and then ride price after 10 o'clock. But right now, if price closes below Wednesday's New York first presentation, we might see price head lower. And speaking about first presentation, today's first presentation has formed. So this is Tuesday, New York, first presentation. I like to add the date here because I have a lot of first presentations. So that's today's there. It's kind of blended in with Wednesdays, but that's okay. We know what we're looking at here. So for us to go long, for my bias to be long moving forward, I would need to see a break of this right here. Okay. If price continues to shoot lower, this might be a target for me to hit, but to be fully on the long side, I do want to see price break this level here. You can see the 1 hour here, the candle, it's rejecting this balanced price range that we spoke about right before the stream. But all in all, like, where is price going to go? That I'm trying to figure out right now before the 10 a.m. candle. You got this right here, this blue line. This is minor sell side, and it's essentially the lows that formed at 7 o'clock, right before the 9:30 open. Okay, that's where I see, if price were to drop lower, it could hit this level, but it doesn't mean it has to get there. Kind of unfortunate that price didn't give us a quick scalp to the downside here. So on the 1 minute, price right now is rejecting what? This level right here that we had, the end dog of 929. Like, these are just salient points that price is going to bounce between. On the 5 minute here, same story. It's a bit more clean. And again, like, my bias is bullish for the day. But this right now, in my opinion, it's not really tradable. I think price right now, it's going to be moving sideways up until at least 9:50, if not 10 o'clock. And we're going to strike right after 10, most likely. Has anyone taken any trades today? I know Alex missed two good ones. Let's look at look how 6 a.m.'s first presentation fair value gap, a little small case study while we wait for price. Essentially created relative equal highs here and priced this time and time again. Okay, so here's our buy side in the morning. If you wake up that early at 5 o'clock, right? Price created its first presentation in the morning, right? Rejected it, went lower. Monday's first presentation afternoon held price above the mean threshold, and then price essentially shot up, took out buy side, came back down, used that first presentation at 6 a.m. as support, and then price pushed higher. So a possible trade could have been, once we kind of came out of Monday's first presentation as like the first rejection or second rejection, and having your stop below it, that's a quick 1.5 to 2 to 1 here. So something that could have been taken earlier in the morning or something like that. Okay, but that's kind of how these new fair value gaps that I'm really looking at, you know, start printing. All right. Price is what? It's butting up against the lower end of the New York of Wednesday, or last Wednesday's first presentation. It's kind of rejecting to the upside the new day opening gap. Nothing for me to trade right now here. No interest. Another rejection. We'll see how this momentum closes here. I guess we got minor sell side here. Am I interested in taking price from here to here? I'm not. It's not clean enough for me. I think this level is going to get for sure rated as well. This is my new buy side. Price created a mini fair value gap right here. Let's see if it respects the downside and it continues to push price lower to 21,500. All right. Price closed above this fair value gap here. And never came back down to respect it. It just shot straight up here. It's pushing into the RTH gap. Again, like once price hit these relative equal lows here, it hasn't done much. It kind of moved sideways here, right? So from 934 all the way till like 940 over the last 7 minutes, it just moved sideways. So price is, you know, it's waiting right now for something. It's pushing back up into these levels. Am I interested in shorts from here? No. My bias is long, but I do want to see how those 1 hour candle prints here to the upside. On the 5 minute, we still have nothing. Just a nice rejection of the end dog here. Okay, so right now we're pushing into today's first presentation. Price, the candle before the current one, it closed at mean threshold or slightly above it. That's fine. Let's see what it wants to do here. It's above RTH gap once again. Closed above it. Like I am interested in longs here, but like, is this going to be a long I would want to take? Something like that. Two and a half to 1. So the narrative here is created first presentation fair value gap, took out sell side, rejected the end dog, pushed back up, closed above today's first presentation. And let's see here. It's just 10 a.m. news is throwing me off right now. This huge fair value gap that was left below us. Not absolutely loving it. Because price can come back down here. Just wick it and just come back up. So price is coming back down lower. I want to see how it's going to respect the mean threshold here. I'm staring at my 15-second here. I'm not in love with this trade, guys. Just telling you guys right now. I'm just seeing how price reacts to these levels. You know, price tap this fair value gap that was printed below us right here. Let's see how this candle is going to close in 4 seconds. If I see it close right here, I'll be interested. If it closes below the mid threshold, I'll be less interested. So I am less interested here. So it's all about like real-time rejections of these fair value gaps. This is something that adds to my bias when I'm trading. All right, we are how many minutes out from the macro? 6 minutes. Okay. But I think we have to wait for 10 o'clock for hit today, and then we'll take a silver bullet right after it. It's going to give me the most confidence in taking a trade. And I'm probably going to leverage my morning profits into making my trade even bigger. See, if this candle right now closes above the first presentation, for me, that's going to be a valid rejection of it. I'd have to close above 21,564. If you guys are enjoying the stream so far, feel free to drop a like. I'd really appreciate that. And hopefully we can close today's day off in some profits. And some serious profits, not what I have here on the chart. Okay, you can see here, this candle right here just closed just at the high for the first presentation. And remember, when you guys are drawing first presentation for your value gaps, make sure that you guys encompass the volume balances as well. Like this is not the first presentation. It's gonna have to be to the bottom of this just because of this gapping here. So draw everything correctly. No, I'm not. I'm not taking this buy. Just not sitting well with me here. I wanted to see this candle close right above it. It didn't. It closed right at the fair value gap. So for me, price is still sitting within it. Finally closed above it, but it was very, again, I'm not crazy about this right now. You know, technically, you know, this would be decent. But again, we're trading outside of the macro time zone, and we got 10 a.m. news ahead of us. Price very well might just rally to the upside. Like if price comes back down and like rejects it one more time, sure, I'll take it up, but I'm not in love with this rejection here. It's not the right time. It's like if you guys backtest, what price usually does, it usually runs to targets within specific time ranges, right? Between 950 to 1010, etc. Like you can see here, it's not really running away from this fair value gap. It kind of closed above it. It's kind of still sitting below these highs of these candles. This is not something that I'm taking right now, but I just have this drawn right now. So when the time does come and I see something quick, I just make some quick adjustments and then I take these levels and I add them to my top step account. On the 15-second, I haven't seen a single fair value gap form after this rejection as well. We might have our first 15-second, and I'm not showing it here. The price isn't really showing too much want to just shoot it up from here. And it very well just might creep up all the way to this buy side here. And then at news, it just pumps up higher. Okay, so the first fair value gap has formed on the 15-second. It's right here. So here is a 15-second. See, like if it comes back down into here, I'll take it. Please don't take that high. This is going to be my trade if it comes back down. Fuck. That's okay. I had nothing to go off of this other than this kind of lame rejection here of the first fair value gap. I just want to wait for a bit more before taking it long, but oh well. you know, if you take it on this candle here, 226 to 1, it could have been a long. But we'll wait for the next trade. So buy side was taken. So sell side was taken, buy side was taken. So you can see here, guys, how like we're right on direction. What is that? We were right on the, you know, on the top side, then right on the bottom side, and then right on the top side again. But it's just, you just need a good entry, especially like when you're scalping on lower time frames. I'm a bit frustrated right now, to be honest, guys. The price is going to all these levels that I'm calling, and I'm not getting in. But we shall wait. So this 15-second fair value gap, I'm going to remove it here. That would have been a nice trade. We got a fair value gap here that's formed. So buy side has been taken. And now what's price going to do here? It's pushing into this fair value gap that it just created. We're at the macro time right now at 950. Let's see how this 1 minute closes here in the next 45 seconds. This is very rangy price action that we have today. So price tapped into first presentation today. Close below the midpoint of this fair value gap. Right now it's pushing below it. Like if price is pushing lower, where would it go? I want to say this. I want to see this here stay open, or not close below the first presentation here. That's what I want to see. Hopefully before the 10 o'clock news, and then just take it higher to what level? That level right there. So technically bodies are closing within this fair value gap. This is not great closes. Most likely smart money is waiting for the 10 a.m. news to hit. It's gonna be the safest option. I've got burned many times trying to hold before news, and then it just wicks me out and goes into my target. You can see here on the 5-minute chart, we've created a nice bullish 5-minute fair value gap here and this level, which is essentially New York's first presentation of Wednesday. Today's, it did tap it slightly and it did explode to the upside. What I want to see from news today is I kind of want price to do nothing. I want news to take it down, spike it back up, and then that's our buy signal. That'd be very nice to see. If it doesn't do this and it continues pushing up, what are we going to take? The first fair value gap that forms after 10 o'clock, and we'll try to position along off of that. There's just so many ways of getting into price. Price just has to give us the right entry. And maybe I'm just being overcautious because I'm live trading. But I think, you know, if there was, and I'm going to call it like a B+ setup. It was this long right here today. Right on the close of this candle, taking it long. Usually I like to see a fair value gap at least form on the 15-second chart before it goes higher. And it didn't. It just created no displacement away from it. And that's what caused me to not take this trade. I need to see displacement away from end dog. And when that happens, I'm a lot more confident in the trade spanning out in the direction. So the level that we'll be targeting is somewhere here. Okay. All right, news in a couple of minutes, 6 minutes. And we will see what other levels are we contesting with here on the upside. Like it's going to be great in 5 minutes. If we close above this bearish first presentation gap, go back into it, retest it, and shoot price higher. That's going to be an A+ trade, guys. There's just a chance that price is just going to skyrocket right after the 10 a.m. news. But remember, you can't have FOMO. You just gotta wait. Gotta be patient. You know how many times I've looked at charts and I'm like, if I've just been a bit more patient, this would have been a huge winner, not a small loser. And then you lose and you don't get into it. So I'm going to be right back in 30 seconds here. I'll be back before the news, but we're waiting till 10 o'clock here. All right. So price before 10 a.m. It's trickling up. Hopefully price decides to create some pain before taking price up even higher today. So it took out minor buy side. That's fine. So there's really two options here. We'll see in a minute. 2 minutes. Wait, 2 minutes? Yeah, 2 minutes till news. I don't see any clear buy side being formed here below us. Like technically we have relative equal lows here. It could go for these levels right here. Go into this fair value gap and then push higher, or it just might just like option 2 is it's going to rocket up. And that's going to be unfortunate. Good price. Come back down. 45 seconds till news. Daily still looking bullish. 1 hour, 4 hours looking really bullish. One thing I'm not liking is that we're in such a premium, but so far, based on the PD rates that we're trading off of, everything's looking good from lower time frame perspective. All right, news hit, and let's see what it's going to want to do here. It's pushing into New York's first presentation here of Thursday. I really hope it pushes lower and then it takes us higher. If price were to retrace where what I wanted to go to, it's probably this area right here. All these dark blues here. That's the 5-minute fair value gap. Fill some of that in and then push higher. If it breaks above this right here, I'm just going to be looking for a retest, take it longer to this area right here. That's going to be my next PDRA I'll be trading off of, New York's first presentation. But again, taking longs when it's essentially trying to break into it, that's not something that I'm going to be taking. We've got a bullish fair value gap formed on the 10 o'clock candle here. If it comes back here, rejects it, that might be a quick entry for a long. This was a lot better what we had earlier today in the morning, to be honest. Price is pushing higher here. All right. How can we get in here? Setting mean threshold of this New York first presentation. Frustrating. Okay. Hopefully we create something here, trades back into it, and then maybe we can take a long off of that. Something like that. 4-1 still. Right, the R is still there though. It's just understanding how to price wants to go before it pushes higher. The mean threshold here is being respected, so do keep in mind. There might not even be a fair value gap here that forms. We'll see in 14 seconds. Yeah, this is. So I'm not taking this long here, but look, price rejected, mean threshold once, twice, push lower, created a fair value gap here to the upside. Let's see if that holds. But I'm not interested right now in longs based off of this. If this inverts, that'll be nice. We'll see here. This week, I think over the last 3 weeks, we've all made money on the live streams. It's just gotta wait for clear price action. 20 seconds, we'll see how this candle closes relative to this fair value gap here. It's the news fair value gap, so it has a bit more weight than everything else. Right now, it's rejecting the lower half of New York's first presentation. See, close below it. That indicates weakness generally for this first presentation here. The next one will have to close above it. But to be honest, this looks like it's inverting, and it might push to the downside here. But if it does push lower. I want to see this candle here close. Like reject the lower half of New York's first presentation. If it closes above this inversion here or this 10 a.m. fair value up, it may push higher. Okay, I'll take a small long here. I'm not in love with it. This is a B trade here, guys. I'm gonna manually close it. I don't like it. Maybe I should have left it open, but I don't like the trade at all. This I'm not liking. I'll tell you why, guys. It's because we're in such a premium. We've pushed up for the entire morning, and right now I'm trying to take it to this level right here, which I have my bias set on. Price is sitting on the lower half of this New York first presentation here, so nothing of interest here. And see, I would have hit my stop loss anyways. Price is pushing lower. It's displacing first fair value up after 10 o'clock. Here it is. Okay, so here might be the silver bullet here. So price right now is trading into this blue first presentation fair value gap area that we've indicated before. It's trading to the midpoint of the BPR that we closed above. So this PA for a long looking a lot better than what I took earlier today here. Let's see how this blue FEG holds. It touched the first presentation once again. It took slight sell side here. So far, $15 looks garbage. 5-minute looks. The only thing I'd be interested in right now is price coming back lower here, respecting this 5-minute fair value gap and taking price higher, and just trying to hit that daily fair value gap on the downside. On the 5-minute, we do have relative lows below us. This is possible sell side. I'm just not seeing. I'm not seeing a clear draw liquidity. Especially with what the 1 minute's doing right now. Like we've opened up at what level right here? Like we're a couple points above open. Price hasn't done much. Price is pushing right now into this civvy that we formed to the downside. Are these relative equal lows or has it been taken? Let's see here. This low is 55750. 55750. So these two are relatively equal here. What's gonna be the R targeting that right there? 1.7 to 1. Okay, let's give it a shot. So this trade right here, we've rejected the first presentation, but we've left relative equal lows. I'm assuming that price is going to want to tag it before pushing higher. So we will see. Again, I'm not in love with this trade. I'll probably categorize it as a B trade, as my bias is long and I'm going against it. But I do want to see this respect and push price to the downside here. That should be the high of the pullback. If it pushes past this high, most likely I'll be out. But I do want to see these relative highs here be taken before price decides to push higher. So quick scalp. I'm trading with 60% risk right now of a usual position. And the only thing I don't like about this is usually I trade away from these, but right now I'm trading to the first presentation after it's been rejected twice here like this. So that's one thing I'm not liking about this trade. But I'll take my chances for this as my last trade of the day. I'm going to move my stop loss to this high right here. I don't want to see it broken. So my stop loss, I'm cutting it by 10%. I do want to see this 10 a.m. first presentation being broken to the downside. If it rejects to the upside, I will be taken out. If it closes below it, most likely price might go to this level right here. And this is where I want to see price just crash through this fair value gap. If not, if it's going to respect it, it is going to hit my stop loss. I'm not going to scale into this position. This is a 50-50 trade right now. And that's half a loss today. A win in the morning. I think I am liking how that rejected the upside with that there. All right. This is my bias for price going up higher. All right. Long up until 684. Okay. So I'm down 0.6 of a risk today. I've price sitting right here. My entry was right there. All right. Final trade of the day. With my bias, with the rejection of the first presentation. And if it tags me out here, I'm not on my A game today. But we do want to see price stay within this dark green line and just push higher continuously up until the end of the 11:30 session without breaking this inversion fair value gap here, which we broke above it. One thing I'm not liking is these relative equal lows here, which I was initially targeting. But this can also be seen as just a rejection of the end dog and price pushing higher. So 750, 50. How much are you risking? Oh, for this trade, very little, 280. Usually I risk around between 400 to 500 per trade. So it's half R here. I'm just not like, if I like the trade, I take like a full risk. If not, I take half risks. In a 50K, yeah. But it's once you get your balance over 4K, that's when you start risking 400. So it's 10% essentially drawdown. But all in all, guys, today's price action, not the best. Six four 663.75 663 6. What level is this? 683.75 683.50. Okay. This rejection of the lower half of Thursday's New York, that was good. This inversion here, it was respected nicely to the upside. what we want to see here is price breakthrough here. And once it breaks through this level and it closes above, I'm fairly confident that that last stretch here, it's going to hit it. So for me, this is currently a 2.5 to 1. I'm not going to scale out just to do my losing trade earlier today. I'm going to move my stop loss. So this is where I start creating my invalidation. Stop loss. I don't want to see it get below. You know what, the stop loss is going to be where it's at right now, but technically I can move it 10% here. I can move it to 586. 586, and I just shave off 10% on my risk here. I want to see price stay above the low of the New York first presentation here. I don't want to see it break lower. This is not a great trade, guys, in my opinion. Like if you guys are thinking about it, this is like a B trade. I like the risk reward. I think price is going to get here, but it's definitely not an A+ trade. It's just taking the silver bullet, taking the long off of the first presented fair value gap after 10 o'clock and just taking it long to the next level of obvious buy side liquidity and drawn liquidity, which is the daily bottom of this pink bar here. This black bar can be seen as like a reject or a bullish fair value gap here. So my stop is essentially below the open of it or below the close of it. So if price does want to go, it should push higher. So this right here, this rejection of the lower half of the first presentation, this is technically good. Price is keeping it up. If price pushes a bit higher to midpoint, I will move my stop loss to 50% at this point. But I do want to see price continuing to push up. And now it's just a waiting game. Price is pushing into this level right here. I want to see this stay open. Like, I don't want price closing below it. If I will, I'll manually close the trade. But I'm going to call it a day. But I do want to see price reject this and go higher. What I'm not liking about this trade is price trying to break this. It's failing. It's essentially sitting in the bottom half of the Thursday's first presentation fair value gap. And again, this is going to be my level of invalidation here at this point. I'm not going to move my stop loss because I don't get wicked out. But the moment I see it close below it, it's going to be a manual close for me, and I'm done for the day. Price action today really sucks. my losses are going to be ultimately half of yesterday's wins, which was 900 per account. So six, five. So you guys see how price over the last 25 minutes just moved sideways? It just did nothing. It's another reason why I'm not liking this trade. It's not moving. But again, once price breaks below this, I'm done. And it looks like it's attempting to. Let's see if it closes above it. If it does, great. But if not, then my stop right now is below here. I don't want to see that low broken. If it gets broken, it's pushing a lot lower. And what I want to see here is just price rocket through this New York first presentation fair value gap. But my faith on this isn't high. We're not in a macro time zone. I do want to see price holding up this bearish fair value gap on the, or this bullish order block on the 5-minute. But you can see here, it's just rejecting the lower half of the New York fair value gap here. So price is broken back into New York's first presentation here. Confidence is slightly increasing. That price isn't going to come back down. And the reason why I'm reducing my risk so fast on this trade is just because it can go in both directions at this point. But I did commit to it, so I will ride it out. And then break even for me would be, I think once it hits this high right here, I'll go to break even. If it does, this is going to be break even for me. As I'd want to see price just shoot up higher from here without pulling back to the lower half of this fair value gap. Such trash PA. It hasn't moved anywhere, you know, for how long? For almost like 20 minutes now. I'm very tempted to close it off right now. I'm just gonna keep reducing my risk here until I get to break even. See, price is still staying in the lower half of this fair value gap without really pushing higher. I want to see this candle not close below 613. And at this point, here, taking me out for 50% risk or drive to profit. If it breaks below the midpoint of this 10 a.m. fair value gap, I have no interest in price going up higher. It's just moving sideways at this point. And it closed below it. I won't manually close. I'll let it take me out, but confidence down to 10% here. The only thing that would kind of turn it around is if the next candle closes right back into this green box here. But today's going to be a minus 1.5 R for me. Or no, 1.1. I'll take it. And hopefully the afternoon session is going to be a lot more clean. And I'm out. So on that note, guys, I don't see anything clear. Price action is just moving sideways. I took, two half R's in a row. I took a win earlier today before trading hours. And on that note, guys, hopefully we'll have a better trading day tomorrow. But, for the week, I'm still up on all my accounts, but PA like this, it really, really sucks. So most likely, if you guys enjoy the stream, feel free to drop a like. And if not, I'm going to be back here tomorrow, trading probably the last day of this week. And it's funny, I'd laugh if we just push away from here to the upside. But take care, guys. Stay safe and talk soon. Bye for now.